Hello and welcome to the trade setup. In this video we are looking at D-Wave Quantum. It is time for another update and we have quite some interesting developments here on the chart. I even have a new idea of what would be even a better fit to tracking our interpretation to the upside. It's not a major change, it is still structurally from a large time frame perspective the same count we are looking to unfold within this area where we would have here a large wave 3 unfolding. But yeah, let's go through this large time frame to provide the context for everyone here first. So we are looking at a large impulse to be in formation where this could work out as a series of 1-2 setups even, and then this would be our larger wave 3 to the upside. And of course, as always, this isn't the only possible interpretation, but this certainly is my currently preferred structure to track on this chart. Now, within this wave 3, we have been looking to form the later stages of a wave 5. And I would still be open to the idea of possible extensions even further after we complete this larger wave 3 to the upside, after we have our wave 5 internally complete. But currently this doesn't need to be a focus, and I believe that if we do not hold our area of support, we would be looking for a wave 3 top to already possibly be in place, because that is a possibility, that is something we could be expecting. It's just not a preference, because it is quite easy to rather consider this to have been a 5-wave pattern, meaning that I cannot really trust this to be our wave 5 to the upside within the larger wave 5, and that we would strongly still expect an extension within this structure. Now, this is actually where my idea comes in, because previously we have been looking for this to have been something like a 1-2 setup and a wave 3 to the upside. Still a perfectly valid count, still a perfectly valid interpretation, and I've been considering that perhaps this wave 1 would have topped here or here, doesn't really matter at this point, but the main idea would be that the larger wave 3 would have started here to the upside, yeah? This would have been something like an ABC structure within a wave A. We would have here still a very unchanged wave B and a wave C to the upside. We would still have the wave 3 top here, but with this expectation, the proportions would fit better for the wave 4 compared to the wave 2. And this is actually what led me to consider such a different interpretation, basically the proportions that we currently witness to form within this correction, that even with this consideration are quite different, but they are much better aligned with this interpretation in my opinion. And this would also request a change of the area of support we would be tracking. We would be allowed to retrace a little bit deeper, but this isn't necessarily of interest to me, because I would still expect to form a bottom before breaking the 61.8% retracement with our previous area of support. But with this expectation, we have a much better confluence with what has actually occurred in this structure, because in the initial push to the downside, we would have touched perfectly the 23.6% retracement before creating the reaction to the upside. Then we retraced deeper, perfectly the 38.2% retracement before creating the next reversal to the upside. And on top of that, we have structural support along the 50% retracement here at the $14.5 level. Yeah, the bottom basically before this massive swing to the upside within the wave C. Yeah, all of this combined with the internal structure, with the proportions of this wave 4 and this wave 2, leads me to believe that this count would currently be a better fit for the overall structure. I don't consider that the previous idea would have been a mistake to even consider to track. I still believe it was appropriate assumption. It's just that based on the market conditions, based on the ongoing market sentiment, we see this work better. We see this as a shift that has better suggestion of being the right count. Now, if you enjoy these updates and if you enjoy all this information, these roadmaps, please don't forget to leave a like, because it helps us even provide more such content to you, and it also lets me know which stocks you enjoy watching, yeah? If this video gets additional attention, I will know that, okay, this is of interest. We might do more D-Wave Quantum updates. We might do more quantum computing stock updates. Now, getting back to the structure. In the previous video, we had the idea of an A, B, C pattern to potentially unfold in this area. Yeah, we had that was one of our interpretations. We did also provide the idea of a potential WXY structure where a bottom could have been in place. Yeah, we were looking for a potential reversal or even a small extension within this wave Y in an internal ABC pattern. Well, we've also had interesting developments within this area. Now, before we go into that, if you remember the ideal target for the wave Y or the wave C, whichever, would be the 100% extension of the wave A or the wave W. In this case, it is at the $13 level, but this is an ideal target. We don't need to get there. We could be looking very easily to form a bottom in between the 78.6% extension and the 100%, around the 50% retracement that we have here at the $14.5, where, yeah, we have additional structural support. And now that we have had this internal development that we will now analyze, we can even assume that we might be looking to form a more substantial bottom within this next wave to the downside. Now, I'm not predicting where it will end up, I'm just pointing out some levels to watch because, yeah, we do see that within this area of support, this structure has been interacting very much with these levels. We have seen very substantial reactions to the upside, and we might be looking to form a bottom very soon. Now, in this structure, we provided the area of resistance for even a potential wave C within this structure. And at this point, with the current extension we have gotten in this wave 4, I am much more inclined to believe that this is instead a wave C unfolding to the downside instead of a wave Y. It all looks much better in terms of the structure itself, yeah? We have even identified previously that this wave to the downside within a wave 3 would be complete. It really doesn't bother us to look for this to have been a larger A, B, C structure that we would be tracking. All of this is looking wonderfully at the moment, and within this wave 4, we have gotten a reset perfectly into the 38.2% retracement. Now, this is a bit more debatable because even within the other interpretation of an internal wave C, we would have reached the 38.2% retracement because it would have been a smaller area of resistance. Yeah, it would have been closer. But I believe the appropriate interpretation to track at the moment would be this idea of a wave 5 to the downside to complete this structure. Yeah. In either scenario, I would still be looking for the same pattern to basically unfold, whether this is indeed a larger wave C, whether this is an A, B, C pattern within the wave Y. I wouldn't be looking for a different structure to unfold from the current top within this swing high, within this reset of our correction. So I will relabel this back to the A, B, C pattern, which is what we have been initially tracking within this area. And I'm looking to build here an A, B, C structure within this wave 5 to the downside. Now, with all of this data in place, with all of this information, all of these ideas, which all point towards one more low where we might be looking at an interesting opportunity to look for accumulation, to look for a position, I would ask you that if you enjoy our content and you want to support us directly, to check out our channel membership. Now, within this wave 5, as I was saying, I'm looking for an ABC pattern before I would be looking for a bottom to be in place. And here we might even look at a wave A to already have a bottom. This could be a B wave up, yeah, and then a wave C could be taking place within this area. We have a couple of options in which we could track this pattern. I wouldn't overthink it. And what is clear to me is that I'm looking for a 3-wave pattern to unfold within this movement. If we build a 5-wave pattern, it is rather suggestive that we would be looking for even further extensions to lower prices. And in the end, I am not providing financial advice here. I am providing what I believe is the likely outcome based on the patterns that we have available on the chart, based on the analysis of the market sentiment, which to me suggests that after we complete this structure, we would be looking for the reversal in a wave 5 in yellow. At this point, I do not believe we will manage to hold this previous low we have formed. We have provided in the previous video a relevant area of support to track continuation to higher prices, and it did manage to provide another swing high. Yeah, it did manage to create this as a larger A, B, C pattern, but this seems to be done. We have now broken fully this area of support, and we cannot trust direct continuation to higher prices without building this wave 5. And for now, I would be watching one relevant area of resistance that could tell us against the odds that we would be looking for a direct breakout, or how far we should be looking for a potential reset of a wave B within this movement to the upside. And I would be watching here the levels up to the $20.7. Yeah, we can assume that this has been something like an A, B, C structure unfolding with an overshoot in a wave B, but I wouldn't bet on that. I wouldn't require this structure to get a reset within a wave B, and a wave C to the downside would very possibly, very likely already be unfolding, with an ideal target to be around the 100% extension of a wave A within this area, around the $15.4, although this is an ideal target within an extremely small time frame, so take that with a pinch of salt. Now, other than this, we do not have much to add. If we manage to push above the wave 4 top, I would still be looking for a reset of this wave 4 potentially. We might need to look for something even more bearish in some cases of an extension within this area, which would allow even a break of the 61.8% retracement, but we would expect to build the fifth wave in this structure to the downside most likely, and we would need to readjust our expectations if we really get a reset of the wave 4. We would really need to have another look. But for now, these are the levels, this is the trade setup. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, don't forget to subscribe and let me know what else you'd like me to cover, and I'll do my best to do that in the days and weeks ahead. And until then, I hope you have a nice day, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye.